Good evening, class.
Good evening.
Welcome to my Parenting for Dummies class. Tonight we are going to be discussing cognitive development and socialization milestones that most 4-6-month-old infants should meet.
Oh, that's just wonderful. I have a 5-month-old little boy at home with my husband right now.
That's just fantastic. You came to the right class this evening. How about we start with you telling me a little bit about your son?
Well, he was born vaginally at 39 weeks and everything went great. He is exclusively breastfed. At first it was really difficult getting adjusted to not sleeping regularly from all of the crying at night. But now my husband and I have gotten into the swing of things. He's really such great help with Emil. And I think Emil has started to cry less.
Can you talk to me about how Emil is developing?
Emil loves to lay on his playmat and play with the dangling toys on his arch. Once he started to realize that when he hit the toys they made noise, he really took interest in them. He laughs at the bells and crunchy noises, and it's keeping him occupied for quite a while now. When we put toys in front of him, he is able to follow them with his head from side to side and reach for it. At first his reaching movements weren't very coordinated, but he's really getting the hang of things recently. When we walk around the room he follows us with his head and just absorbs everything that is going on around him.
That's wonderful. It sounds like Emil is meeting some of the developmental milestones that he should be meeting at his age. He should be becoming quite a social little guy. If the person interacting with him is smiling and laughing, the baby will show similar emotions and smile and coo back with real enthusiasm. They respond to facial expression and tone of voice. If the baby hears you arguing, he may cry in response. At 4 months of age he should be crying less but will still cry to signal need, such as being hungry or frightened.
Oh my goodness, yes. He is becoming so social. He's really got quite the personality. He just loves to smile and interact with people. And if you put anything in his vicinity, you bet he's going to try to get to it so he can see what it is. He loves to touch and grab things. If he can pick it up, you can bet it's going straight to his mouth, so my husband and I are very cautious about that.
Babies are like little stationary Lewis and Clarks at this age. Just wait until he starts crawling and walking. That's when it gets really fun. But you brought up a great point about Emil putting things in his mouth. At this age, a big part of Emil's development is his exploration of the environment around him and what he's able to absorb. When buying toys for him, keep this in mind. He's going to like toys that have lots of different colors and textures to explore. And if they make noises when he shakes them back and forth or squeezes them, even better. But the most important thing when looking at toys is making sure that he's not going to be able to swallow them.
Okay.
It's important to talk to your baby. Keep a running commentary going with him when you're around him. You may feel silly, but this is going to help stimulate his brain and is a key part of his language development. He may not respond but has probably began babbling by now, or he will soon. And when he's laying there babbling with her arms outstretched to be held, well, that's a milestone right there. Your baby is going to begin to more effectively show his needs. At first he may have just cried and oftentimes cried for no reason. Now he's beginning to cry less or when he wants something. He may look and reach in the direction of what he wants or make a specific noise or face for something. At 6 months he'll start to prefer familiar people and they'll be able to soothe him more quickly than a stanger would.
Emil is such a happy baby. He hardly ever cries anymore unless he really needs something. And oftentimes he sort of whines instead of cries. He has different noises he makes when he wants fed or when he's pooping though. And he is starting to babble. It's so cute. We just recently introduced him to a banana and he wasn't quite sure what to think at first, but I think he really liked it. Should we keep introducing foods to him?
Yes, this is the perfect time to slowly start introducing foods to your baby. But remember, at this age food is not food, food is for fun. You still need to continue to meet his nutritional needs the same as you were before. And as he gets older and you know what he's able to handle, you can introduce him to more things. By this age he will begin to communicate through facial expressions, and you will see some interesting faces when trying new foods. There's no rush when doing this though, he's still got his whole life ahead of him. It's important that you and your husband both know how to handle a situation in which your child may be choking on something or is having difficulty breathing. Have you guys taken classes about this?
Yes, both my husband and I took an infant and child CPR class in my first trimester.
That's great. Pretty soon your baby is going to begin crawling or scooting around and he will no longer stay in one place. You can expect this around 6 months. So you may need to start child-proofing your house now, making sure that anything that Yamil can reach isn't going to harm him. At around 6 months he'll start paying attention to the finer details of things too. Like the necklace hanging down on your neck, or the shiny earrings in your hair. So beware, because he is going to be grabbing for these things. They're shiny and intriguing to him.
Dr. Drake, my husband just called and says I need to come help with Emil. Thank you, though I learned so much tonight. I'm glad to hear that Emil's on track.
Before you go, can you tell me some of the important things you learned?
Of course. I learned that I need to be talking to my baby all of the time to help with his language development. We need to get him colorful toys that he isn't able to swallow. And he's going to begin crawling soon, so we need to start baby-proofing our house. The more interaction we have with our baby and the more we expose him to, the smarter he'll become. Thank you, Dr. Drake.
You got it. Yamil seems like he's meeting all of his milestones and you guys are doing very well with him. Keep it up and have a great evening.